Yes.
Yeah. So I have the great honor of having Professor Harold Linstone for an interview. You are a long-time editor-in-chief of technological forecasting and social change, and especially you have pioneered the Delphi method.
Actually, I was not the originator of the Delphi method. It was done at RAND Corporation in the 1950s.
Yes.
And it was for military purposes, actually. And in fact, one of the originators just passed away, Olaf Helmer. He died a couple of weeks ago. At 101, age 101.
Okay, yes. But you have written this Delphi technique book in 1975 with Murray Turov.
Right.
Yes. So I would like to ask you about what do you think, what is the most critical element for futures thinking?
Imagination.
Imagination, yes. You have to be very open.
Yes, because there'll be lots of surprises, there are lots of uncertainties, and
more food. That's what we need.
you almost know from the outset that any trend extrapolation is only good for a short period. So be very flexible.
Yes, and if we combine this to the Delphi method, how could actually the Delphi method be developed to stimulate more this kind of use of imagination and creativity and out-of-the-box thinking? You have ideas on that?
One of the things you can do is look at the outliers, because very often the outliers turn out to be more interesting than the consensus opinion. One of the mistakes in Delphi that's gone on for years and years is people assume the purpose is consensus. That is not the purpose. It's a mode of communication, and having for example, a bipolar distribution instead of a single, bell curve. Having a bipolar distribution may be much more relevant in a particular case than trying to force a consensus. So the consensus is interesting, but should not be overrated.
That's right, because we don't get the big picture. If we have some ideas that are in the marginality, they may get more impetus.
Yeah, because the consensus tends to also reflect what people in the same environment, like scientists or engineers, read in their own journals. And they reflect in their answers in the Delphi often very similar views, because that's what they've all read, the same material.
That's right. How about, you mentioned this importance of looking at the outliers, but can you see some other possibilities or ideas how to further develop the Delphi method?
Well, it's a matter of communication, a tool for communication. And there will be an article on it by Murray Turov and myself, which is a special issue of our journal, Technological Forecasting and Social Change, will appear sometime later this year.
Okay.
That I'm not editing it. They are two co-editors. Let's see, George Wright and Jean Rowe, and they are putting it together. But they asked Murray Turov and me to write kind of a looking back, and that's what we did in that article. So that'll be available this year.
Okay, we are looking forward to having a look at it. Then the one final question, last but not least, what is the future of future studies?
Well, humans have always been interested in the future, in one way or another, and they always will be. So that will continue as long as the sun still shines.
Okay, yes, it will be a continuous interest in the future.
Yes, there always has been. Mankind was always interested in where they're coming from and where they're going.
That's right. Okay, so actually, thank you very much, Professor
You're very
Linstone.
welcome.